South Today bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, a loved Southland department store shuts its doors for the last time after over a century serving the community. A North Otago town takes a step back in time, filing the streets with activities and costumes from the Victorian era. And Central Otago reveals a new line of defence for wildlife, and they're already celebrating its success. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. After serving the Southland community for over a century, an iconic department store is saying goodbye. Staff and loyal customers had one last walk through H&J Smith over the weekend as they looked back on the fond memories they've created in the store.
A send-off fit for a king. The Southland community gathering to say their final goodbyes to their beloved department store. Tears were flowing in Invercargill as the iconic H&J Smith closed their doors on Saturday afternoon for the final time. A ceremony was held to commemorate the 123 years of service from the long-standing store, the final dance leaving CEO John Green feeling some mixed emotions.
It's a mix of relief, sadness, achievement, satisfaction, I think, for the team of a job well done.
However, reflecting back made him feel proud of what the company had achieved and the unique experience it has always provided for their loyal customers.
Instead, I think we've turned it into celebration. We've never talked about closing down. We've talked about calling time, and that's what it is.
A number of long-standing staff were left quite emotional saying goodbye to their workplace, but look back fondly on the relationships they formed with co-workers and customers.
With that emotion will come the memories and the good memories of our friendships, our fellow staff members that we will miss.
The final deals for H&J saw stock flying off the shelf, with shoppers coming from as far as Australia to score themselves one last bargain. All leftover stock will be donated to charity, with the remaining uniforms being sent to their respective schools. In Invercargill, the South Today.
Extravagant costumes and vintage vehicles paraded through Oamaru over the weekend as the town hosted its annual Victorian Fate. Despite downsizing, the 5-day event still managed to draw a great crowd, raising money to help maintain the town's vintage look.
The Oamaru Victorian Fate may now be smaller in stature, but it's still big in the heart, with local residents believing it's still hitting the mark. Harbour Street was buzzing with live music and performances on Sunday, as event goers dressed for the era to finish up the Victorian Heritage Celebrations Festival. Organiser Michelle Harrison says this year's celebrations are special, as the Oamaru Whitestone Civic Trust marks its 35th birthday.
Instead of having a cover charge, we've made it free for all our community to come down and enjoy. Entertainment all day, stone soaring and lots of beautiful costumes to be seen.
The 5 days saw different events hosted throughout the week, with hundreds making their way to the town for the Grand Street Parade on Saturday. The annual Victorian Fate acts as the main fundraiser for the maintenance of the heritage buildings, which keeps the aesthetic of Oamaru going.
We're taking this as an opportunity to use it to educate everybody that we have put a lot of time, energy and passion into restoring these buildings.
The new one street set for the event was put in place to keep the money earned local. Harrison believes the changes were really well received by festival goers. In Oamaru, the South Today.
But it wasn't all good times in Oamaru, as a group of passengers on a steam train during the Fete were forced to stop in their tracks as a fire burned above their heads. Fire and Emergency Services attended the large scrub fire on South Hill just before 3 on Sunday afternoon, which was threatening a Test Street home. Police helped FENZ evacuate residents in nearby properties, including occupants of a rest home. 2 helicopters carrying monsoon buckets helped keep the blaze under control, with crews extinguishing the fire by Sunday night. Oamaru Steam and Rail believe it's unlikely the fire was started by the train passing by, as it tends to remain idle when rolling downhill. The future of science is looking bright in Dunedin, with one youngster receiving top marks in his field.
9-year-old Alistair McLeod has taken his love for anything science to a whole new level. He scored the top mark in the country for the recent ICAS Year 5 science exam. The Grants Braes pupil was shocked when he got his results back. He only got 2 questions wrong, earning himself this prestigious medal. The young brainiac's love for science comes from his dad, the pair bonding over his occupation as a computer scientist.
I like to snuggle with my dad and ask him lots of questions about science, and he knows quite a lot about it.
His passion for the subject area began at just 5 years old, when he started teaching himself how to program computers. McLeod hopes to one day become a robotics engineer, and after reaching this significant milestone in his academic journey, he seems to be on the right track. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A Mosgiel man has scored himself a brand new house after winning a charity auction that is set to benefit the whole community. The 3-bedroom house was built by around 20 Te Pukenga Otago Polytechnic students, with Nigel Maxwell purchasing the new build for $385,000 on Saturday. The 46-year-old was pleasantly surprised with the price he got the house for and plans on moving his new home out to Mosgiel. Bids started at $250,000 and increased in increments of $20,000. By the end, Maxwell was in a 2-horse race before his winning bid was confirmed. Funds raised from the auction go to the Catalytic Foundation, which will distribute the proceeds to charities across Otago, benefiting around 30 community organisations. Native wildlife may now be able to thrive in Central Otago as a strip of new traps offer up a layer of protection. An unlikely duo of hunters and conservationists got together over the weekend to celebrate the start of their success as they look to increase numbers of some endangered species.
Guarding the valley, these wooden boxes have already begun to prove their worth. Deer hunters and government conservationists gathered in the Landsborough Valley on Saturday to celebrate the success of 65 new predator traps installed last month. The project has been more than a year in the making, the trap line aiming to reduce predator numbers in the area between Makarora and Haast.
So if we can slow them down on their way into the valley, it'll really help kind of boost the native birds and bring them further down the valley.
And it seems the 12.5 kilometre stretch of traps are doing their job, as volunteers have already uncovered dozens of stoats, rats and mice in the wooden boxes. DOC, New Zealand Deerstalkers Association and Fulton Hogan have teamed up for the project, collaborating to reach their joint goal of sustainability.
We're a company, we've been in business for 90 years, we want to be here for another 90 years. You know, we can only do that if we're a sustainable business and if we help our local community and the environment around us to be sustainable as well.
But the traps aren't the only new addition to the area, with the Landsborough hut getting a revamp as 2 years of upgrades are finally complete.
It's affectionately known as the No Star Hotel. As hunters' huts go, it's pretty damn good.
Members of NZDA will be responsible for clearing the traps on a monthly basis. Central Otago President Reid Gear hopes the project encourages more young people to join their ranks, so the future generation still appreciate the outdoors. In Landsborough Valley, the South Today.
Kane, still to come on the South Today. Otago Fashion was at the fore on Friday as students showcased their work where it seems pink is the new black. And Queenstown plays host to one of the most picturesque running races in the world with a record-breaking finisher.
Great Britain has a collection of varied landscapes and countryside to rival anywhere else in the world. And the best way to see it is to walk.
Such a sweet girl. What are you dreaming about?
Just music.
The Power of Dreams by Honda.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Welcome to Collections 23!
Tēnā koe, welcome back. The future of New Zealand fashion seems to be in good hands as students took their designs to the runway last week as part of an annual showcase. Otago Polytechnic fashion students showcased their year's work on Friday night for the 2023 Collections Fashion Show. Garments from first and second year designers were on show at the Hub before revealing a variety of designs from the graduating third year students. Anna Roberts, St Clair Marshall, Mamaya Van Dongen and Molly Marsh were among the prize winners for the show, with postgraduate student Catherine Inder taking out the Sustainability Award. There was a full house line in the catwalk for the event, with the graduating class celebrating their 3 years of hard work with friends and family. And you can check out the full range of garments on show from this year's students. You can view the Collections 23 film online at odt.co.nz. And we'll also be screening both the showcase film and the catwalk show here on Channel 39 in early December. Eager runners from all across the world descended on Central Otago over the weekend to participate in this year's Queenstown Marathon. But one athlete put in a record-breaking effort, crossing the finish line with a few minutes to spare.
Stretching out the last few nerves before lining up to get the race into action. Around 14,000 runners and walkers from around the world gathered in Queenstown on Saturday, hitting the ground running for the town's 9th annual marathon event.
I'm Claire from Melbourne. Emma, Melbourne.
Alex, Melbourne.
I'm Riley and I'm from Hawke's Bay. I'm Tori and I'm from Wanganui.
Fans and support crews got into the spirit along the way, erupting into cheers as athletes crossed the line and received their medals for finishing the gruelling run. While many came to challenge themselves and get new personal bests, these two Australian visitors took on the event to enjoy the resort town views.
I bought this for him for his 60th birthday, so I bought him an entry in the 21k in Queenstown. Most beautiful marathon in the world. I thought that sounds like a great 60th birthday present.
Frankton volunteer firefighter Jamie Harris has now finished his second marathon in his full firefighter gear, raising money for a cause close to his heart.
So just creating awareness in that leukaemia blood cancer window, because my sister's just been diagnosed, and a lot of people know that I'm the stair climbing fundraising firefighter, so what better than to run into town before this one.
New Zealand's Daniel Jones and UK's Hannah Oldroyd have now made it back-to-back wins. Oldroyd took out the competition in the women's division, finishing the 42.2 kilometre run in 2 hours and 49 minutes, 8 minutes ahead of her closest competitor. In Queenstown, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Southland's iconic department store H&J Smith shut its doors for the last time, saying goodbye after 123 years. Oamaru's cobbled streets once again house the town's annual Victorian Fate, bringing free family fun to the community. And native wildlife in Central Otago gets a chance to thrive thanks to an unlikely collaboration setting new predator traps. And now we'll look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome Associate Editor Mike Houlihan. Hello Mike.
Good evening, Hannah.
What can we expect to read in our Tuesday paper?
Well, the DCC is busy grappling with a new report that's just received, looking at population projections for Dunedin looking forward. They're looking at a population of 145,000 within the next 20 years.
Wow,
Which
okay.
places a bit of strain on city services. They're working out how to deal with that.
Sure, yes.
Speaking of strain on services, the Queenstown Lakes District Council is dealing with a similar report looking at housing issues in Queenstown and how it's coping with its economic growth and the housing issues that are related to that. Meanwhile, in Gore, a new wind turbine farm is opening, which will create a lot of energy for the region there.
Yes.
In our sports section, they're previewing Southern United's women's team, which is about to make its way up to Auckland for the final of the National Women's Championship.
Oh, good
In our
luck.
travel section, following on from swimming with crocodiles last week, this week we're swimming with whale sharks.
Right, the only natural next step.
Well, indeed.
Mike, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, and it's mostly fine weather for the next few days, but rainy, colder southwesterly winds will arrive on Thursday. Heading to the top of the South Island. Fine with northerlies and warm temperatures tomorrow, up to 20 in Nelson, 19 for Greymouth and 18 degrees expected in Christchurch. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago. Nor'easterlies and a gorgeous sunny outlook through here tomorrow with 18 degree highs in Ashburton, Timaru and Oamaru. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, and a great day through here with light winds and clear skies with plenty of sunshine. Queenstown will get up to 20 degrees, while both Wanaka and Alexandra will enjoy 21 degree highs. Heading further south, northerlies and blue skies are inbound tomorrow with 18 degrees due in Gore and Balclutha, while the Catlins can expect a bit of cloud with 17 degrees. Across to Invercargill. Looks cloudy with a low of 8 tonight. Tomorrow's fine though with scattered cloud and a high of 17. Wednesday's even warmer with 22 degrees and northerlies. And finally heading to Dunedin. Cloudy tonight with a low of 8 degrees. Then the next 2 days are sunshine filled with warm highs. 17 on Tuesday and even better with 21 on Wednesday. And that's the news this Monday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand, or follow us on Facebook. Search for the South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite o popo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.
The South Today Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialist.